Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome contestant number 4. Contestant number 4, Mathew Jacob. The perfect time, Mathew Jacob.
Who likes traveling? I love traveling. And I've traveled to 72 countries. Most of these travels happened in my dreams. Contestant judges, fellow Toastmasters. I started loving traveling right from my college days. But in those days, there was no money. Let me start working, then I would take off. But once I started working, I had to pay rent, bills, eat food. One day, I told my bank manager that I like traveling. He looked at my bank statement and said, "Of course you should travel. Maybe to the nearby market." And he meant the second-hand market. Let me get a little more salary, then I would start. But with more salary came more expenses. The only travel that happened was between my office and residence. Let me find a job abroad. I will make more money and then travel. But with that money came a wife, followed by a daughter and a son. Diapers, school fees, birthdays. Travel went to the back seat. And it further moved to the trunk. Once I had a bit of savings and I could actually travel, a new issue came up. What if I don't have a job tomorrow? Let's first save for the future. Save enough money for the children's higher education, my retirement expenses, and all the other future expenses. And once, when the children are settled, that would be the perfect time to travel. Well, what is the hurry? All those places in the world are going to stay right there, right? And the perfect time came in January 2023. My daughter was married and was settled with a new job. My son started working for a multinational company with a decent salary. All my worries were over, and that was the perfect time for me to start packing my suitcases. I made a list of places to visit. 72 countries in 3 years. My first travel was planned for August 2023. 17 days of Europe trip. The Eiffel Tower in Paris, the Colosseum in Rome, the coffee shops of Amsterdam. I was all excited. July 2023, 1 month before the planned travel, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. The moment I heard the word cancer, everything else went out of my head. Priorities changed from traveling to staying alive. Oh God, am I going to die? No Paris, no Rome, no Amsterdam. Instead, Lizzie Hospital, Lakeshore Hospital, Amrita Hospital became my world. I collected every possible medical opinions and started off on my treatment plan. But I kept worrying. I constantly Googled symptoms, both real and imagined. Every moment, I lived with bad feelings. Every morning, I woke up assuming something worse is about to happen. Every night, I went to sleep fearing the worst is around the corner. I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. One of those days, Kishore, my cousin, came to visit me. While talking, he asked me about my Europe trip. What Europe trip? I have bigger things to worry about. Oh yeah? What are you worried about now? What do you mean? I'm worried if I'm going to stay alive tomorrow. Kishore smiled. There is always something, isn't there? Since your college days, you told me about your big travel plans. And you also told me about your numerous excuses. This is your latest? I lost my temper. My potential death is an excuse for him. Before I could take my rage out, Kishore continued. I know it's difficult for anyone to hear the word cancer and not be scared. But life is so unpredictable for everyone. Life is short. There will always be something that's worrying you. There will always be a reason to keep aside your happiness. Anyone in this world can die when they least expect it. And if you have to die, you won't need cancer. You can die by a million other reasons. Don't worry so much about the future. Live whatever life that is left in you in happiness. Do what you like doing. Kishore wasn't wrong. His words cut through the fog that was in my mind. I decided to fight. I decided to choose happiness now. August 2024. I spent 3 weeks in Europe. I roamed under the Eiffel Tower. I lost myself inside the Colosseum. I forgot everything sitting in a coffee shop in Amsterdam. All this in the middle of my treatment. My treatment dates are still in my calendar. But so are my next travel dates. Friends, if I look back into my life, I know the kind of mistakes I made. I kept postponing my plans, worrying about future, waiting for the perfect time. There's nothing called a perfect time. There's no guarantee that any of us is going to stay alive tomorrow or even the next minute. So if you want to do something, do it today. Do it now. And if you want to wait for the perfect time is now. I'm going to say it.